I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this. You are not where you want to be in life, not with your money, not with your body, not with your confidence, not with your relationship, because you cannot stay consistent for 30 days. The version of you, the one who keeps almost showing up, is not the problem. The version of you who won't even lock in long enough to see change happen, to let change happen, is. If you can just do what I say in this video for 30 days, I can promise you will see some extreme changes. This is not a disappear for 30 days, ghost your whole entire life, and just scroll in bed. This is an energetic cutoff, a full nervous system recalibration, and a literal reconstruction of how you operate. The reason this works is because you are disappearing. Most people are trying to grow in public. They're telling everybody what they plan to do next. They're getting the evil eye. Okay, I believe in that. Trying to still manage other people's perceptions and trying to explain their glow up to them. And that simply is just not going to work anymore. Self-isolation does not mean you become a lone wolf and now you become, all depressed and sad because all you're doing is sitting by yourself. No. Self-isolation is containment. You're sucking all your energy back into you. Your energy now needs to stop bleeding into people who don't value it. Your attention needs to be sucked back and stop being hijacked by apps that really don't serve you unless you're producing more than you're consuming. And your nervous system, the main girl here, she needs to come back down to baseline and stabilize. This 30-day lock-in is more about coming back to yourself, getting back into your energetic baseline, and really just bringing your energy home. So we're going to get straight into it and talk about the baseline rewire. This phase is not about doing more. In fact, this entire blueprint, this entire thing is not about doing more. This is sort of just building an automated structure that reshapes your inputs, therefore upgrades your outputs. So in this video, I talked about systems and how systems and building your own personal infrastructure is really the key to getting into your own softness, okay? It might sound a little counterproductive because you're exerting all of this energy to build these systems, but then these systems are what allow you to be in softness 24/7. So in this little baseline rewire, yes, it's not about doing more, but you are going to be in a temporary over-efforting phase because you're trying to build the system that is going to allow consistent softness. This is going to be a system that reduces your decision fatigue. And again, if you want more info on the systems and all the infrastructure, watch this video next. But this is where we are just putting in plug and play systems into our life that reduce our resistance, that reduce our decision fatigue, and just repeatable actions that you do, even if they make you bored, but are going to give you the results that you want. My motto is energy over effort all the time, yes, but that is only for the long term. Right now, when you're starting from zero and you have no systems in place, you're starting from chaos, action is going to have to come first. You're going to have to put in a little overtime to build your personal infrastructure. Right now, you need evidence to prove that you're changing. Okay, what do I mean by this? If your goal is to get a really toned, fit, lean body, and you look in the mirror and that's the opposite of what you see, you're not going to be able to get to where you want to be by just aligning your energy. That might be the case for you, one of the rare people out there, and I'm not projecting anything onto you, take what you want, but all I'm saying from personal experience is when you look in the mirror and you see something completely different to what you want to see, you are most likely going to have to give yourself evidence and proof that that thing is possible for you. And that proof and that evidence comes from actions. So instead of aligning your energy and thinking that you're super toned and you're fit, but then you walk by the mirror and you're like, who is that big ogre right there? She's not looking the way I want her to look. You're going to psych yourself out. Your subconscious is going to reinforce that you are not where you want to be. So in order to mitigate that and in order to lessen the way your brain is perceiving you as you're getting to your goal and as you're collapsing that timeline to be who you want to be, you have to go to the gym. You got to give yourself evidence. So even that one gym workout, once you come home from the gym, you're going to look at yourself and you're going to be a little delusional and be like, oh my God, do I have abs already? And that's what I do. And it truly, truly works because even if you are not at the perfect body that you want yet, you are going to sort of trick your brain into believing that it's already happening. That's where the energy part comes in because now you are putting in the work. Like you are actively taking action toward the goal and toward the version of yourself that you want to be. So in your mind, it's sort of this weird trick that happens that you believe you're actually that person before you are that person because you're taking the action toward being that person. Does that make sense? You're basically needing to create momentum that creates its own feedback loop for you to believe that this is actually a possibility for me. Once you're taking that action every single day, like you're going to your workouts every single day, day and you're checking off that one little micro action, you are now going to be focusing on your energy. So 20% is that evidence, that proof with the action. 80% is the energy over effort part. So now we've got that one little action in place and locked in. And now it's just about making sure our energy is aligned with the version of ourselves we want to be. Until you don't change the container in which you're operating, you're always going to be leaking your energy into this idea of elevating. You're going to create these game plans, you're going to create these vision boards on Pinterest, and you're going to get into this really fiery energy for all of 2 minutes, and then it's gonna fizzle out because you don't see it in front of you. That tiny micro action, that little bit of momentum is bridging that gap. Even if that one little action doesn't change anything drastically, it compounds, okay? That's the compounding long-term results. That little action is giving your brain this sense of, I am doing the thing, therefore I'm seeing the result right away, even if you're not. It's a weird little thing. Let me know if you need more help on that. Drop it in the comments or let's talk about it more in the community. The next part is going into the actual system and the blueprint I'm going to give you. It's a 4 pillars of change over 30-day reset. Number 1 is your physical output. Customize this for your lifestyle, what works for you. This is what I do, and I know nobody wants to hear me talking about 10K steps anymore, but it have worked for me. So 1, 10K steps, non-negotiable, low impact movement, high frequency results, best for women. It's literally the easiest, most mindless and redundant thing you can do. It's so easy to weave into your day. Get a walking pad. Mine will be linked down below. Hit the gym, go on hot girl walks. I don't like those. You might. Do what works for you, but get 10K steps in every day. You will see such a difference in your body. Walking is not just to get physically fit. It is there to help you recalibrate your nervous system. It helps you process emotion. Movement is medicine. If you are not doing any sort of movement in your day, I don't know what to tell you. Your life's not going to change. You need movement in your day, some form of it, not just doing chores, not just working around the house and, like going here and going there and running errands. No, you need actual movement. This is going to also help you get more mentally clear so we can actually know and figure out what we want to do and what we want to change. Number 2 in this is you need to be working out at least 3 times a week, minimum, okay? Choose one system, choose one workout, and do it consistently. Choose 4 exercises for each body part, okay? For your glutes, for your legs, for your arms or upper body, whatever. Choose one system. Head over to ChatGPT, put in your goals, and tell it to create a custom workout for you and with your own dietary needs. So if you're a vegetarian, if you're a vegan, like whatever is for you, plug it into ChatGPT and say, this is the thing, this is my goal, this is how I eat, this is my nutrition. Give me a full plan. Girl is gonna give you a full plan and you are going to have no reason to not follow it. And the third part of all of the physical output is your nutrition. It's what you're putting into your body. You need to be prioritizing what you put into your body. If you eat junk 80% of the time, you gotta stop. If you have no structure, if you just eat what's in your fridge, if there's no real system of what is going into your body, okay, you're gonna be a chicken with its head cut off. You are not going to be able to maximize the actual workouts without putting the proper fuel into your body. 20% is what you do in the gym, 80% is what you put into your body. If you don't have the right fuel, if you're not being consistent with what you need to be intaking, like your protein, your fiber, all of that, this part is not going to matter. So you need meal structure. Eat like you respect your future self, okay? You need to be taking care of her right now so that she can be thriving in the future. Personally track my food. It makes me feel better in my mind. If it's not for you, don't need to do it. Just make sure you have a meal structure. I use MyFitnessPal and I also weigh my food just because it's sort of new on my journey. So I just want to make sure that I'm hitting everything. But again, you don't need to do that, but just make sure you've got your 10K steps in consistently. You've got 3 times a week workout program focused on what you want to work on, and the third is having a meal structure. Those are your physical outputs. The second pillar for our 30-day reset is digital discipline. Okay, this one in our day and age is so imperative because it is consuming everybody's mind. There should be 0 scrolling before bed. There should be 0 scrolling when you first wake up in your morning and you grab your phone. There should be 0 you checking all your notifications. Nobody is that important. Okay, maybe mom, dad, let's send them a quick little text. Hey, how you guys doing? Whatever. Or if they've messaged you, answer them. Those are the only 2 people I give my energy to right in the morning. And that is no lie. Nobody else is that important in my life for me to be waking up in that beautiful, juicy theta state and then wiring to them and giving them my energy. If you simply can't do this, you need to be putting your phone in a different room. You need to be doing some sort of different bedtime activity, journaling, scripting, EFT tapping, reading a book. Something needs to replace that doom scrolling, because I am not gonna lie, it is addictive. Sometimes I go down rabbit holes where all I do is doom scroll because it just feels like the most mindless, numbing activity. And sometimes I will allow myself to doom scroll. You can also do that. But if you're addicted to doom scrolling and you actually can't function without it, then this is, for you. But if you just do it here and there, it's all good. Everyone needs a little doom scroll here and there. Okay, I'm guilty. And then the third thing here is to give yourself 1 hour of deep work, whether that's working on a passion project, whether that's working for yourself. I personally work for myself, so I give myself 4 hours of deep work, no distractions, no breaks, no interruptions, and I'm just locked in for 4 hours every single day. Those 4 hours of deep work can give you more than 8 hours of nonsense and 8 hours of just like randomness. So whatever it is for you, plug in 1 hour of deep work. If you don't work for yourself, it could be learning a new skill. It could be reading your favorite book. It could be reading a self-development book. Whatever it is, 1 hour of deep, non-interrupted focus time for something you want to do in your life, and that will move the needle for that. Pillar number 3 is identity hygiene. You need to clean up your energetic hygiene, your ritual hygiene. What does this mean? Create a morning ritual that grounds you. Now that we're not doom scrolling, we're getting straight out of bed. I used to personally journal right in bed because I don't like to get out of bed right away. I'm not the type of person that springs out of bed, quickly makes the bed, and just does all that like very hectic stuff right away. To me, that just sort of discombobulates my nervous system. So I personally used to, I don't do this anymore. I used to, when I first started my journey, I would just have my journal right beside my bed, and then every morning I would wake up and then I would quickly just reach over, grab it. I would write my gratitude list right there in bed. That gives me time to wake up. It sort of opens me up. I'm already going straight into things that I feel grateful for. It's the best way to start your day. If you don't want to do the writing, then quickly go onto YouTube, put a gratitude playlist in, and just sort of sit and listen to those affirmations and then get out of bed. So create your morning ritual that grounds you and that puts energy back into yourself first. Next, you're gonna have one daily affirmation. This is gonna be one clean daily affirmation that encompasses your biggest vision. The third one is cutting any contact, any access with any inputs that confuse your identity. This means people, places, friends, creators even. Your digital space, it all needs to be cleaned up. Anything that goes against your identity, that needs to be cut. Number 4 is, in my opinion, the most important, and this is your emotional containment. Your emotions are either the portal or they are the problem. You need to be in an emotional state that is regulated. It needs to be calm, and it needs to be out of survival mode and into softness. If you want a video on that, watch this one next. But since we're talking about baseline resetting, this means journaling every single night. This means you're taking out all of your feelings and emotions on the paper. Journaling, when I first started my journey, was transformative. I was so obsessed with journaling because I could just get everything out. Anything I felt, anything I hated, any emotion that I had was on my journal. And the release it gives you is unmatched. You don't know unless you have tried it. So make sure that you are journaling every single night. You're getting your emotions out on paper and you're releasing them. If you're triggered, don't react, pause, and then think mindfully about how you want to respond. You're responding, not reacting. And my biggest tip is to move your energy first and then decide. A lot of times emotions that feel uncomfortable, like nothing's negative or positive, but a negative emotion like you're feeling hurt, you're feeling upset, you're feeling mad, whatever. It's an emotion that's just stuck. Emotions are just energy in motion. So you need to get that emotion moving and let it pass through your body through physical movement, through dance, through whatever, but just move the energy through you through some sort of physical movement. And the third one in this pillar is I'm going to give you a rule. You are allowed to feel, but you are not allowed to spiral. You are not allowed to go down a rabbit hole. You are not allowed to go into chaotic spirals and into craziness. You need to feel the emotion, but don't act on the emotion in a way that makes you feel regretful later. Emotions feel very exhilarating in the moment. They make us do things. They whisper to us, take action on this, do that. I don't want you to give into any of that. You are going to feel the emotion, but you're not going to spiral. If you start to spiral, you're going to go back up into the breathing. You're going to go back up into the journaling. You are going to be learning how to self-soothe and self-regulate. in this reset. That right there alone will change your life. Now that we have the system covered, I want to give you a little insight into what you're going to expect through these 30 days. You will feel resistance. You're going to want to justify why missing today isn't going to count toward the progress, isn't going to make a real dent in the overall outcome. Your nervous system will try to create this sense of urgency to return to these old patterns. It's going to feel more comfortable and more familiar. All these nostalgic emotions will start to arrive. You need to let them be. Don't go back there. Don't give in. I'm telling you what you're going to expect because it's what is going to happen. You need to treat this like a detox. And that sounds so dramatic, but this is an emotional detox. This is an entire detox of what has been in order to reset to baseline so we can move into the more complicated and the more advanced blueprints to get you to where you want to be. So that is the point of this video. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the in-between baseline reset, neutrality zone where we're no longer wanting to be this person, but we're not yet here. It's just getting back from baseline. It's going from survival to baseline and then from baseline to advanced God mode. If you can survive the first 7 days, every day after that will be automatic. Just give yourself those 7 days and trust me, the system will start to run itself. If this was helpful but you are ready to go into advanced mode, watch this video next.